You have plenty of time, said with the best intentions, said with kindness, said to reassure. But that's not the case. I've spent the past 6 months deep diving into fertility research, and I know that's not the case. I don't have plenty of time. And I don't say that in panic. I say that because that's what science is telling me. It's what my blood work is telling me. I will do a separate episode on the debacle that was my blood tests at the beginning of the year. I know I am approaching the end of my fertility window, and time is running out. I am battling against a biological clock, whether I like it or not. As much as we've made incredible advances in science, we have not outscienced our biology yet. Women do conceive in their 30s and in their 40s. You don't wake up on your 30th birthday. Suddenly that drops to roughly 5 to 10%. That is a big difference. It's the reason that if you are trying to conceive and you're 35-ish or above, your doctors will tell you, try for 6 months and then get expert help from a fertility specialist. Do not wait a year or longer. I'm not panicked yet, but I don't have lots of time left. And even with all of the scientific advancements, we have IVF, which is incredible. It's not a guarantee. Our bodies still do most of the heavy lifting. I am not in a position to have a child right now. I'm working on it. What that means for me is I have to make a decision. I need to choose what to do next. Do I do nothing? Take no action? And hope that when I am in a position to have a baby, I will still be fertile? Do I accept that I maybe won't have a biological child? I have wrestled with these questions for a very, very long time. And it wasn't until the end of last year that I had headspace to really think about them. And, you know, they've been there. I've been talking about fertility for a while. I've been toying up what the different options are, doing a little bit of research here and there, but not really looking into anything with too much detail. And I think part of that is because I didn't want to know. I was as scared of the answer that I might be told, actually, you've left it too late, you cannot have a biological child now. And once I got over that fear and thought, regardless of what I'm told, I just need to know. I need to know the data, I need to understand where I am and what the science is telling me. And then I can make an informed decision. Once I got over that hurdle at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, started going for tests, started deep diving into the research, understanding my body, my results, and wider science in general, I know now where I sit on that scale, and I understand what options are available to me and what choices I have to make. I do know that I'm not ready to accept yet that I may not have a biological child. I am also somebody who cannot take no action. I cannot sit still. If I could, we would not have this podcast. Freezing my eggs feels not like an answer to a question, but it feels like a Bernard's watch intervention. I need a way of stopping time so that I can get to where I need to be. If I do nothing, if I don't stop time, I could get to where I need to be and not have my fertility at the end of it. If I stop time, click Bernard's watch, which is what the egg freezing is going to do, I still don't guarantee a baby at the end of that. Egg freezing does not guarantee a baby, but it helps me with the speed at which my biological clock is ticking right now. When you freeze your eggs, the age you are when you freeze is the age your eggs will remain. So I will be 36 when I freeze my eggs. If I have a baby 2 years later, or decide that I'm going to conceive 2 years later, my eggs will still be 36. I don't know what the future holds. For as many weights I lift, walks I go on, hours I rack up meditating, I don't know what the future holds. All I can do is hope that the things that I'm doing create a really fertile environment and increase my egg quality. It is hope. Yes, there's science that says if you do these things, they will increase your fertility, but there's no hard and fast rule. Every body is different, every blood panel is different. So there's not a quick win or a quick fix. There's generic advice and there's some slightly more out there things I'm doing, like the red light therapy, but there's no guarantees at the end of this. I could get to the end of this year, beginning of next year, have done everything right, everything according to the book, and still maybe my fertility isn't where I'd like it to be. Usually with egg collections, fertility specialists will tell you start prepping your body 3 months before your egg collection. So mine's in the spring, I should start prepping December, January time. I don't do anything by halves. I don't have that ability. I think that part of my brain is missing. So I'm starting now. I'm starting now to give me the best possible chance. But even that, starting early, it's not a guarantee. That's not quite how the science works. For me, taking no action, not doing any of these things, not doing anything to increase my fertility, not freezing my eggs, that no action, just letting things roll, see what happens, maybe I'll end up with a baby, maybe I won't, that is not a baby making strategy. And it's not what I want. I don't have a blind hope that things will just work out. I believe in hope and I have hope. I have hope that the things that I'm doing will work and that the things I'm doing will eventually mean that I end up with a child and I become a mum. I don't have blind hope. Hope alone doesn't stop my eggs aging. It doesn't stop my fertility declining, and it doesn't buy me time. Hope alongside action, hope that the action that I'm taking is going to work, feels to me a little bit more realistic. And maybe that's for me and that's what settles my brain, but hope alone doesn't work for me. We have incredible science, and it feels to me, if I didn't take advantage of that science, it's a privilege I would be wasting. There are generations of women before me that did not have this option. This was not a choice they could make. And, there's a place for a conversation around, well, now they have the choice and they're choosing not to have children. There's many implications for that. There's many reasons for that. I am somebody that knows that I want children. I am in a position where I either choose to do nothing and maybe one day I might have a child, or I do something with the incredible science that's available to me and still hope, but I'm at least taking a step in the right direction. To have access to that privilege, to have access to this incredible science and not take it, I worry that I would look back on that and regret not taking this opportunity. I have launched a podcast. It feels weird and wild and wonderful and unbelievable to say I have launched a podcast. I still can't believe that I sit in front of a camera and talk about my journey and everything that I've spent the last few months learning. It's also incredible how much reach this is already getting. The DMs I've had from other people talking about their journeys and how this content resonates with them and how grateful they are to have me on their newsfeed. That's a really weird feeling. Please keep them coming because I absolutely love it, and it reinforces to me the importance of a space to have this conversation. So thank you so much for tuning in and listening. I'm incredibly grateful. Please do like, comment, share, subscribe, and tell all of your friends. There is probably somebody in your life that is dealing with a fertility issue. They are going through their own fertility journey, and maybe you know about it, maybe you don't. Mention this podcast to them. Tell them that you saw this thing online and it sounded interesting, and maybe they will open up to you and share with you what they are going through, or maybe they won't and they'll tune in and feel a little bit less alone.